is a hero to you? Many of us think it may be one's intentions or something that goes along the lines of a special ability. A hero in my community is my father, Wilfredo Coronado. At this hour, I would like to present to him a series of questions based around his contributions to help others. So now tell me a little bit about yourself, Mr. Coronado.
Well, Robert, thank you so much for the opportunity you gave me to participate in your project. I came to this country a few years back. Why did I get into this particular profession? It was just based on circumstances. My daily life nowadays involves two different kinds of professions. One will be caregiving, the other one will be my computer tech abilities or skills, if you want to call it that way. Well, that's a great question. After a number of years of doing this, I have learned that this profession or this particular way of making a living is not for absolutely everybody. First of all, you will have to have in your heart not just the charisma, but the dedication along with the experience. And you will have to see the person you're looking after pretty much like your own blood, if you really want to do it that way. I have come across with different people also who have helped me in the past that doesn't necessarily meet my requirements when it comes to this. So I will say it's not something that not anybody can do. Well, I don't think there's a favorite thing. First of all, I don't see it as a profession anymore. So what I do daily, I enjoy it so much doing what I do because I feel very acquainted not just with this particular patient, but with all the ones that I have helped in the past. That to me, doing what I do, believe it or not, I find it like being fun. Medicine is a very hard topic to handle. It's a situation in which involves constant communication with doctors, nurses, or people who actually prescribe the meds. At the same time, give me the opportunity to educate myself by reading not just the benefit, but also the side effects of the medicine that I'm providing to the person under my care. At this point in my life, I got to know quite a few meds. I know exactly what they're for. So when people ask me, or sometimes even when a person goes to a hospital and they wanted me to bring a list of medicine this particular person takes, it's easy for me just to remember the names and be ensured that if the name doesn't sound familiar, I know that the generic brand is also doing the same thing. It is something that is going to bring me back pretty much to the very beginning of what I do. The person that I actually started helping, his health condition decreased right away, 2 years after I started working for him. He ended up in the hospital, and I spent a chunk of time being with him there day and night. He got so used to me that the person actually didn't want to give authorization or permission to nurses or doctors to take a pill without my consent. He got so used to my care, let's say. So I know that he was struggling. I knew that I was able to do something for him to facilitate probably what he was anxious to perform, which was just a way to communicate with his family. That particular day, I remember there were no doctors, no nurses around, and I had only next to me 2 or 3, probably wife, a daughter, and a sister-in-law. I remember very well in that particular room in the hospital when I noted that he was struggling to breathe. Right away, I said to them, I'm going to do something that probably you guys probably will find it gross, but it's necessarily for me to do it. So right away, one of them said, no, I'm going to leave the room. The other ones decided to stay. The wife decided to stay, and also the sister-in-law. So I remember that I grabbed a glove, I opened his mouth, and I was able to pull a big chunk of phlegm that was stuck in his throat. You can imagine being laid down for a number of days in there. It was very uncomfortable. So I can still see it in my mind that as soon as I did that, I heard he cleared his throat. He was able to talk and say something to his wife, not in so good way, because of course he was also under some medicine that was able to control the pain that he was going through. So that was something that actually gave me satisfaction in that particular day, and I still carry that particular feeling up till now. Well, the pandemic didn't actually affect me much, and I'm gonna say because, well, first of all, I consider myself having a little bit of OCD with me, and that compulsive disorder that I carry with me will be in regards of having things clean, and in particular way, I always been fan of hand sanitizer, paper towels, things that require lots of care for avoiding viruses and bacteria and stuff like that. So whoever decides later in life to come across this particular circumstance in which you have to get involved in caring for somebody, I would say do it with pleasure. I never ever realized that this particular baby boomer generation that nowadays is going through hard topics in regards of their health, they really require attention. There is absolutely nothing more satisfying in this life than being able to help somebody. I mean, God is always watching yours and our good intentions when it comes to helping our neighbor.